So we're going to try and explain why cover hems, cover stitch machines are difficult to work with and occasionally troublesome in getting a good stitch. Because of the nature of the way that they create the stitch, they are more susceptible to different stitch lengths and different thread tensions. And the reason for that is that they are more complicated in the way that they form the stitch. So if we bob over to this one that we've got the needle plate off and the foot off, and we operate it, you can see the needle dropping, and it drops at the back of the looper where it picks the thread up. And as the needle is still going down, the looper's kind of getting ready to pick the thread up again as it goes back to the left. So it drops on the back of the looper, and then the looper whizzes around the back of the needles and picks up the threads on the back of the needles as it returns back to the left. So you've got two actions in one needle drop, and that's twice as complicated as a sewing machine that only picks up the thread once for every needle drop. So as I said, they are more susceptible to different thread tensions and different stitch lengths. So what can we do to try and reduce the possibility of a missed stitch? Well, feed is ultimately very, very important. If we look at the way that the needle drops at the back of the looper, if we think the looper thread is going to go from the eye across to the previous stitch, the further away that stitch, the less likely you are at missing a thread, or missing the thread when the needles drop. So feed and stitch length are really, really important. The shorter the stitch length, the shorter the angle, the less of the angle, and the more likely to have an issue. So the longest stitch length that you can use is going to help. The differential feed will help feed the fabric through, and a constant feed through with a long stitch length is the best to try and create the stitch every time. In addition to that, if we go back to the other machine, we have the looper thread has on different machines, but this brother has got this adjuster here, and you will find there will be a difference between just a slight alteration in this check spring, which is like a little shock absorber for the thread, will make a huge difference in stitch formation. The other thing to watch is you've got 3 threads here, and they need to really follow the thread path. If they twist internally as you're threading them, they will bind around each other and you won't get a clean thread flow through to the needle. That will increase the tension and again throw the stitch off. So it's really, really important to follow these through one at a time and make sure they're sitting in the correct position and they're not wrapped around each other. You should be able to, when the presser foot is up, pull those through. There should be tension on there because you've got 3 threads, but it should pull through easily and smoothly. So that's really it in terms of just trying to reduce these missed threads and missed stitches and try and get a good stitch every time.